I know nobody likes change, but today we're doing something a little different. Hi, my name is Emily, and this is Book Pop Shift. Yeah? You like it? Is that too cheesy? I don't know. I don't have anything written for you today, but I do want to talk about this book, Rewire, Digital Cosmopolitans and the Age of Connection by Ethan Zuckerman. No, I'm not turning into a booktuber, but I thought, there aren't that many people who cover nonfiction books on YouTube, so I want to do it. This book is mainly about the benefits and cost of our super connected society, but there are some really interesting facts in here that illuminate the way that we think about and participate in digital culture. Zuckerman breaks down interconnection and globalization into the movement of bits in terms of digital information, the movement of atoms in shipping, and the movement of humans in transportation. The flat worldview looks at infrastructures of connectivity and conflates what could be with what will be. It blurs three separate phenomena, the globalization of atoms, people, and bits into a single trend. The infrastructure that it celebrates, container shipping, air travel, and the internet, quite obviously have the potential to shrink distance and integrate economies and cultures, but they are held in check by social, legal, economic, and cultural forces that make the blurring of international borders slow, gradual, and uneven process. One of the very first stories he introduces is about SARS, talking about how only 8,422 people fell ill. Now that's really surprising considering the fact that the people who did get ill traveled from country to country on airlines, getting lots of people around them sick. Now, SARS, according to Zuckerman, kills 9.6% of those infected. The Spanish flu, which is definitely a fear point for people who are worried about reincarnations of the infection escaping from labs, only kills 2.5% of the people that it infects. So how is it that the Spanish flu, in a time when people were not nearly as interconnected as we are now, killed 50 million people, but SARS only killed... The internet, at least in this case, acted as our communal immune system. Global cooperation and communication stopped SARS, and the ability of doctors around the world to connect and collaborate online made the internet the front line for stopping the disease. The World Health Organization was able to share and collaborate with the internet without infecting each other by being in the same place. Blue Jay! So while the internet has huge advantages, especially for things like outbreaks, we are exporting our physical world problems into the infrastructure of the internet just like we have every other communications technology. Humans are, for example, surprisingly isolationist, and Zuckerman uses this phrase homophily to talk about how humans like to have the same things together, the same kinds of people with the same ideologies from the same places all together. Leftover traits based on an evolution almost entirely based into tribalism. One of the ways this insularness is often talked about online is where you get your news from. Americans are commonly lambasted for not getting any news outside of their own national borders, but when a study was done of Google Ad Planner data, it showed that almost every nation gets 90% of its news from inside its national borders. This is the percent of news page views from domestic sites for each individual country. Our insularness is a problem that we need to address with the functionality of our current iteration of technology. This is how the UNESCO Director General framed the problem. Every nation now forms part of the day-to-day reality of every other nation. Though it may not have a real awareness of its solidarity, the world continues to become increasingly interdependent. This interdependence, however, goes hand in hand with a host of imbalances and sometimes gives rise to grave inequalities, leading to misunderstandings and manifold hotbeds of tension which combine to create a world in ferment. A lot of the research in Zuckerman's book focuses on researching individual behaviors as a means of extrapolating solutions for huge cultural problems. Meaning that our behavior is not just you or me, but everyone. And that, for example, an ideologically coherent group is likely to repeat a great deal of evidence from one side of an issue and give more reinforcement for that viewpoint. A phenomenon called confirmation bias. People also find it difficult to defy the will of the group, and some may polarize their views to avoid interpersonal conflict. And this isn't just like right-wing conservatives or super lefties, like this is everyone. We're all doing this. So if we can be aware of that and create interfaces and systems that help alleviate human behavioral problems, maybe we can solve some of the social inequalities that are so prevalent in world society. Anyways, I really love this book. I highly recommend that you read it. It's a great way to see our own individual behaviors from the outside and how they fit into larger social constructs. If you'd like to talk more about any of these topics, please leave a comment below or catch me on Twitter at Emily Eifler. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on... That's not what I'm supposed to say. And as always, thank you for watching, and get curious.
Is the show really over?
You can just talk. You don't have to stop talking. You can just cut it.